Yo, the sponsor of this video is Key Collector Comics. Use code TOM101 to get a free week subscription. This dude's always counting Golden Age pages. Dude, we got the top 10 hottest comics of the week to discuss. You gotta put it away.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
First off, big shout out to my homie Russ Bright. If you follow my Mill Geek Comics on YouTube, you would know that he actually went through some surgery this last week. I want to give a quick little update that he's doing just fine. He came out great thanks to all the kind words that have been pouring in. But we got the guru here today to join us to cover the hottest comic books of the week.
Excited to be here, man. I haven't done top 10 in a long time, maybe never at this table. But I got some big shoes to fill for Russ, and so we'll hopefully see him here real soon.
Thanks for being here, comic fam. Hit the subscribe button. We do talk a lot about comic books throughout the week. And let's jump into this list at number 10.
We're going to kick off this list with a character who was introduced years ago, but we get to see him back again.
That's right.
This is Venom, Along Came a Spider. Number 1 has the first appearance of the Hybrid.
So why are we talking about the Hybrid? Because this is a book that wasn't selling for very much for long, and now it's seeing some gains.
We can give all credits to Donny Cates again. So in Venom issue number 18, there's a spoiler coming, guys. So here it is. Hybrid takes over the Maker.
That's right. It's pretty cool, dude.
What's really cool is the little hint with Dylan again. This growing story of what's going on with this kid. Because there's a panel where his eyes, and he's about to be attacked by Hybrid. And instead of running away and cowering, his eyes get this intense like gray color, and his like sweatshirt strings are kind of like symbiotic the way they move.
You noticed that? That was dope.
Yeah, so there's just this thought that something's coming, and it could be an issue 19.
A lot of people are specking on picking up this book.
Yeah, which is probably pretty smart here because it's going to happen at some point. Average sales of this book are $20. And we've seen as high as 80. And the number of sales of this book is also staggering because it's gone up in a week 633%.
At the list at number 9, we have Avengers Children Crusade issue number 9. Over in Rio de Janeiro, the mayor, he went live on camera to ban LGBTQ comic books across the board. He like sent out armed soldiers to try and confiscate graphic novels of this issue because in this book, we have a tender scene of Hulkling and Wiccan sharing a kiss. Frederick Wortham over here is like calling shots and causing a ruckus in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, and you say Frederick Wortham as a joke because in the 50s, he was the one who caused the whole comic code because he thought comics were corrupting the minds of the youth.
This is the 21st century. Rio de Janeiro, the citizens, they ain't having this. This is crazy stuff. And what I find just super, super cool, we have Felipe Neto. I don't know this YouTuber, but he has a giant following. And he also thought that this was absurd. So instead of just allowing this to happen, this YouTuber bought 14,000 books from this festival so that he could bag them. This dude bagged the comics so that he can distribute them for free. You gotta take a look at this video.
He had to get rid of these copies quickly because armed forces were literally coming to get this from him, and they were gone.
That's right. He gave them all away. We're seeing a major increase in copies sold of this book because now this has become a momentous occasion in human rights. It's awesome what comic books do. It brings people together and also shows just the impact it has on culture. 1,800% increase in copies sold in just a week. Average raw sales hitting $18, but a height of $30 for high-grade copies.
Coming at number 8 is Mission Impossible 13.
No, not Mission Impossible 13, dude. We have MI13, issue number 1 making the list. This is the like British sector of S.H.I.E.L.D. that investigates paranormal activity. I'm not as familiar with this run, but I'm excited to see it on the list because people are speculating on this supernatural side of Marvel. Let me tell you a little bit about this lineup. All right, we have Black Knight, which we've been talking about. We also have Blade, which we've been talking about. And then we have Captain Britain. Now, this is also something, I'll be real with you. I didn't realize the Easter egg that happened in Avengers Endgame. I completely missed it.
You know why you missed that Easter egg?
Why?
Because it was a really touching moment. We're too busy looking at Cap in this room with the one-sided glass thinking, is Peggy going to see him?
Yeah, we were all just like waiting. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? But Peggy says a quick line and hints at Captain Britain. Went way over my head.
Yeah, I completely missed it.
During an exchange with another S.H.I.E.L.D. officer, Peggy mentions that Braddock hasn't checked in. Who is Braddock?
Brian Braddock is Captain Britain.
And this book is selling on average for about $4, but is seeing a height sale of $18. People are speculating and are willing to pay an inflated amount for high-grade copies.
I mean, if you want to talk about interest in a book out of nowhere, this had 0 sales. And within a week's time, we have 22 sold copies now.
Now, if you're looking for the first appearance of this team, it was actually labeled as the Department first in Excalibur issue number 101 from the volume number 1 by Warren Ellis, and was later renamed MI13 in New Excalibur issue number 1. And now we have, oh my gosh, what is going on, man? Oh.
You got this. Calm down. It's happening.
It's a bummer, man. Last week I was so excited.
Yeah, I mean, literally just had like the rug swept from underneath us because I was ready for a VCU, the Valiant Comic Universe, to be big. But no, we just saw Paramount Pictures buy the rights to Harbinger now.
Harbinger number 1 coming at the list at number 7.
Harbinger number 1. Okay, this book and the first 6 issues, if you took all the coupons, cut them out, mailed them in, you got that rare 0 pink variant.
That's why the coupons were in there originally. So you got to keep an eye out for that slip in there. You want that completed copy.
Absolutely, because we're seeing sales of this book consistently strong, but now we just saw the average sale of a 120 and a signed graded copy of 1,500.
Huge gains. And as you mentioned, this book has been selling strong for a pretty long time.
Yeah, it's definitely been one of their more consistent collected issues.
And now that we have more movie news about this title, even if it may not be crossing over with Bloodshot, people are now specking hard on this run.
I am going to be specking hard on this run.
I'm looking for that pink variant, man. That's pretty cool. I like those kind of books.
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously going to be more rare.
At the list, at number 6, we have Marvel Spotlight issue number 13. This is the first appearance of who, Jeff?
This is the first appearance of Marduk.
This is the father of the son of Satan, Damon Hellstrom, as well as Satana. And we know that Hulu is picking up this show. The CEO of Hulu actually went on a live stream and talked about some of the shows that they're going to be bringing to Hulu soon. Marvel made a deal, and it seems like they're kicking Hulu the more dark type of shows.
That makes sense. I mean, Disney, I'm sure, likes to keep its certain image. So I can see them maybe pushing some out to another resource, if you will. But whatever gets us that darker material, because I'm really going to enjoy more of that supernatural type of feel.
Hitmonkey, we have Dazzler being talked about, we have Tiger being talked about, and we also have the son of Satan being talked about. And it's going to be focused more on Anna, is what it sounds like. The main antagonist of the son of Satan is the father, which is Satan, also known as Marduk.
Whoa, 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 because they're going to reprieve something super special as well. Don't forget about Howard the Duck.
Oh, I can't forget about that duck, man. Oh, I'm stoked about that. And it makes sense that this book is seeing gains here. We have Marvel Spotlight issue 13, average sales going for $15. We're seeing high grade copies go for $45. And this is an increase in copies sold of 1,000% in just 7 days. And why the sudden increase in just a week? Well, because casting has just begun, and sources say that this is one of the roles that's being filled.
Now we have a really big issue coming up here, and that's at number 5.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite comic books of all time. We have Amazing Spider-Man issue number 36. This is the 9/11 tribute comic book, also known as the Black Cover.
A really powerful and emotional book. This is coming on the week of the 9/11 anniversary tragedy. And so obviously there's a lot of feelings that come up with this. And when you go through this book, if you haven't read it, it's
amazing what they did, man.
Yeah, because it wasn't done in a way to make money off of it. It was more to address this event and all the important people who helped at the time, like the police officers and the people and everyone standing up together and uniting.
No words can describe. And that's actually how this comic book starts out. It's very impactful. And if you read it, you'll understand why this comic book is a prized possession for a lot of collectors and one that's still sought out after.
It literally came out in 3 weeks' time, and usually it's going to take 3 months.
We have issues of this book going for $50 average sale.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of people trying to find those books with the signatures on them of the creators, and especially Stan Lee.
That's right. And those books go for over $1,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, we've been waiting for this to happen on the new Hickman run.
We finally get the appearance of Nathaniel Essex. We get Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, that's right, man. He's just chilling in his bar, hanging out with his homies.
So this is another kind of spoiler, but we're not going to get too far into it.
We got Charles Xavier and Magneto seeking help from this dramatic scientist. What do we got on the list at number 4?
We have X-Men 221, the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. Now, important thing to know, I think so, if you're really digging deep for his appearances, is 212, which has the name of Mr. Sinister, 213, which has a shadow of the character, Mr. Sinister, and then we finally get his first full appearance in X-Men 221.
Seeing this book on the rise early on, because there's been a lot of like Easter eggs and talk about Mr. Sinister being part of this run, we knew that he was going to play a key role. But what are the prices going for right now?
This has already been a pretty consistent spec book for a lot of people, but now we have a little bit more behind it.
Sure.
And we're seeing that average sales of this book are $30, but the top sales are up at $250. And we're seeing an increase in the number of sales from last week, up 80%.
Yeah, that happened quick in just a couple of days, but people have been waiting on this character.
They've been waiting, and I think they're really going to be happy with the version they're going to receive.
Pick up this run, you got to be caught up. Let's take a look at the list at number 3, because this is one of those times where I'm so stoked to be covering comic books every single week from the Comic Fan, because I get introduced to new runs. And side note, Warren Ellis wrote this next book. At number 3 on the list, we have Trees, issue number 1.
I knew nothing about this. And then you mentioned it to me and briefly explained it. And I was like, yes, I am all in.
Alien invasion. However, not the typical alien invasion story. Imagine aliens coming down to Earth, but not with gunfire or anything like that. They just strike into the ground, these giant structures, tree-like structures, towering like an Empire State Building. These are giant, and they do nothing. Chaos ensues.
Tracks how society lives with this new situation and wondering, what does it all mean?
We're essentially ants trying to figure out what these trees are doing here. But the trees, the aliens, they don't care about us. They don't even recognize us. And this is a run that I need to get caught up on because it's been optioned. And as of late, we have word that this is actually being adapted to a television show. So we're seeing some gains to this book. 9/8 are going for $40. You can still find raw copies for around cover price, actually. So this is a good book to be speccing on. And Warren Ellis, you can't really go wrong with him. But we're seeing a 1,300% increase in copies sold in just 7 days.
All right, swinging to number 2 is one of Australia's most famous characters.
That's right.
Okay, and it's Tank Girl, her number 1 issue. And we're seeing this increase because Margot Robbie, aka the gal who played Harley Quinn, her production company has purchased the rights to this movie that she's going to be making.
And we're going to be talking a little bit more about this on this Sunday's podcast, so stay tuned. But that has this book seeing some crazy gains.
Yeah, this book, average raw sales are $180, okay? And we're seeing high sales of up to $800.
Happen quick. But to be fair, this is a book that's so popular. Whenever they put out a new run, new miniseries, it sells out so quick. At conventions, this is one of those books that dealers bring because they know it's going to sell.
Yeah, it's definitely got its strong following. And when you bring it, I mean, whoever's looking for it is going to probably pull the trigger on that book.
Just like number 1 on the list. But before we do that, I want to tell you about our mystery mail call, our comic book subscription service, where we package up comic books every single month for you, the community. You help support the show, and then we send you comic books. If you hit the link in the bio or go to ComicTom101.com, you can join the community. We send it out, a bunch of dope books. And what is this?
Oh, sorry, I'm reading it again. Sorry.
You got to put that back. We're talking about the mystery mail call,
Okay,
man.
my bad.
Especially because Scout Comics has hooked us up with our first exclusive of Gutt Ghost number 1, and we're selling out quick. And you only got a couple more days to reserve your box. Also, Scout Comics is going to be doing a giveaway for today's show, and I got a really cool one for you, comic fam.
So Scout's got a couple big releases this week. They have Midnight Sky number 1 and The Mall number 5.
You know I love them all. It's a great run. And courtesy of Scout Comics, they're going to be giving away 2 sets to 2 lucky members of the community. So comment down below. Let us know what you picked up this past week at your LCS. What do you think about this list? We have Midnight Sky cover A and cover B, plus the retailer incentive edition.
And then as for The Mall, you're going to get The Mall 5, and you're going to get The Mall 5, the retailer incentive cover.
That's right. That's 5 comics going out to 2 members of the community. So make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and let's take a look at number 1 on the list because we may have the next giant size X-Men number 1.
That is a huge claim.
I don't know if I don't know. TiVo's been saying that for a minute now, but this next book Young Avengers #1 coming on the list at #1 is seeing some gains, $50 strong again. And it's because of the lineup and recent news.
I mean, I can see the importance of this book and understand why people are specking it. I mean, we're seeing top sales of $350.
Yeah, it's an increase of 190% in copies sold in just a week. And it's because of the lineup of this run.
Yeah, let me pull this up on Key Collector just so I get all these appearances right, because there's quite a few here. I mean, we have an entire team. Okay, so we have the first appearance of Patriot, first appearance of Kate Bishop, who later becomes Hawkeye, first appearance of Iron Lad, first appearance of Hulkling, first appearance of Asgardian, also known as Wiccan.
That's right.
And then we have the first team appearance of the Young Avengers.
With all this recent news, we have Haley Steinfeld, who is set up to play Kate Bishop. And then we also have Wiccan, which that ties to WandaVision. I mean, that's the son of Scarlet Witch.
I'm seeing this as a wall book, okay? And it's for a wall book, it's an affordable wall book, okay? So let's be realistic for a key like this with potential and the characters that the MCU might be building around. Man, take a chance if you can.
All right, we have Randall Ruse. Congratulations. You won the She-Hulk from last week's giveaway. We do appreciate the Comic Fam. Hit that subscribe button. We make so much content. We don't want you to miss out for it. Look out for our podcast on Sunday. And then, as always, download Key Collector. The link's in the bio. Best comic book app in the world. Start organizing your collection. Start hunting for keys. And also, this list isn't over because there's a top 20 on that app. That's all these comic books were sourced from. And there's 10 more books that you need to know this week.
As always, geek responsibly.
Enough said. Where can the community buy comics from you, Jeff? I get this question all the time.
Yeah, feel free to check out my website, elitecomicssource.com. Link is down below.
Thanks, Comic Fam.